He was 52 years old. He had run a company for 18 years. He had never missed a deadline, never forgotten an important meeting, never lost his age. Then one morning, he sat down at his desk and couldn't remember the name of his CFO, a man he had worked with for 11 years. He told his wife it was stress. He told his doctor it was stress. His doctor agreed. He was given an anxiety prescription and told to take a vacation. 6 months later, he came to talk with me. In those 6 months, he had begun losing words mid-sentence. He had stopped trusting himself to present to the board. He had started writing everything down because his memory could no longer be relied on. His name is Marcus, and what was happening in his brain was not stress. It was a four-dimensional cascade that had been building for years, and every dimension had been missed. People often ask, what is the gap between normal and optimal? Well, Marcus had seen his internist, his lab work, in the words I hear constantly, all within normal range. I want to share something important about what normal range actually means, because I think it is widely misunderstood. Normal range is a statistic average derived from the general population. It tells you whether you fall within the middle 95% of the bell curve. It does not tell you whether your brain is receiving what it needs to function at its optimal level. Here's an educational example from the research literature. Homocysteine is an amino acid that reflects how efficiently your body runs its methylation cycle. The process that produces neurotransmitters, repairs DNA, and clears metabolic waste. The studies, including the VitaCog trial, published in PLOS One, found that people with homocysteine level above 11 micromoles per liter, which is technically within the normal reference range of under 15, showed measurably faster rates of brain atrophy when experiencing mild cognitive symptoms. Marcus' homocysteine was 14, technically normal, but the research suggests this is a number worth a careful conversation with his physician. This is the gap between adequate and optimal. For brain health, that gap may matter enormously. Also, what is normal for the general public may not be normal for you as an individual. What should be the judgment of normal is not just a lab figure. It should be the clinic picture and your personal experience. Let's review the brain health from the four-dimensional perspective. Anatomy. The brain structural support systems. Your brain has a protective barrier, the blood-brain barrier, held together by proteins called tight junctions, including one called Claudin 5. Research documents that chronic stress, poor sleep, high blood sugar, and gut dysfunction are all associated with changes in this barrier's integrity over time. Your brain also has a lightly waste clearance system called glymphatic system. During deep sleep, the space between brain cells expands by up to 60%, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to flush out metabolic wastes, including proteins associated with neurodegenerations. This was documented in original 2013 science paper by Dr. Macon Nadgard at the University of Rochester. Marcus averaged 5.5 hours of sleep. From the anatomic dimension of ACEs, this is one of the most significant and the most modifiable brain health risk factors we can identify. Let's look at biochemical dimension. 3 biochemical areas are particularly well documented in cognitive health research. First, methylation. Homocysteine reflects the efficiency of your methylation cycle. As I mentioned, research suggests a level above 11 within the normal range may be meaningful for long-term brain health. A genetic variant called MTHFR, which is found across a significant portion of the population, can impair the body's ability to convert standard B vitamins into their active, usable forms. This variant is rarely tested in standard workups. If methylation is a concern, asking about MTHFR testing is a reasonable question for your physician. Second, hormonal neuroprotection. Research documents that testosterone plays neuroprotective roles in the brain, supporting synaptic health and protecting against certain inflammatory processes. When levels are at the lower end of the normal range, some researchers suggest this may be relevant to cognitive symptoms in men over 45, worth a conversation with your physician. Third, neuroinflammation, mildly elevated CRP, even within normal ranges, is associated in research with cognitive change over time. Diet, sleep, gut health, and stress all influence this. Let's look at energy when the brain's power system struggles. Your brain uses approximately 20% of your body total energy, despite being only 2% of your body weight. It is the most metabolically intensive organ in the body. Insulin resistance, where cells become less responsive to insulin signaling, is documented to affect brain energy metabolism, even when blood glucose appears normal on standard testing. In classic Chinese medicine, this kind of cognitive depletion maps to what we call kidney Jing and kidney Qi deficiency. Kidney Jing and kidney Qi is a foundational vital energy and essence that nourishes the brain. 18 years of relentless high achievement had depleted the marker's reserves. The ancient observation and the modern biochemical finding describe the same underlying reality in different languages. Spiritual dimension that surprised people most. Research in the neuroscience of purpose has produced the finding I found remarkable. People who report lack of sense of life purpose show measurably faster hippocampal atrophy, shrinkage of the brain's memory center over time. This is documented in peer-reviewed research. It is not a metaphor. It is measurable biology. Marcus told me something he had not told his doctor, his wife, or his board. He said, "I don't know why I'm doing any of this anymore." He had achieved everything he had set out to achieve, and he felt completely hollow. From the soul dimension of essence, meaning is not a luxury. It is neurologically protective. Well, when Marcus' care was expanded to include all 4 dimensions simultaneously, the changes were gradual, but cumulative. Sleep was prioritized as the foundational intervention. Methylation was addressed with advanced nutrient therapies and special panel of testing. His hormone status was evaluated and discussed. Low dose of bioidentical testosterone was prescribed just to supplement what he was no longer able to produce. Diet was adjusted to reduce refined carbohydrates and support metabolic health. Omega-3 was added, and phosphatidylipids was also introduced to support the brain. His insulin resistance was addressed as well. CoQ10 and NAD+ were added for the mitochondrial support on the guidance. By the way, I have designed special NAD+ and also a Brain Optimal supplements to support my patients. If you're interested in exploring it, click the link below. And perhaps most importantly, he connected with what he had abandoned. He started writing, he started running, he started mentoring young people. He gave his brain a reason to function at full capacity again. and he began to revisit his spiritual upbringing and his association with his faith. At 8 months, he presented to his board without notes for the first time in 2 years. He called it getting his mind back. I call it attending to all 4 dimensions of his health simultaneously. I'm going to leave this part in a PDF file so that you can study and read it on your own time. It includes ACE's framework of self-care awareness and also ACE's educational map for brain health. Marcus did not have dementia. He had a 4-dimensional picture that had never been seen whole. Cognitive health is not inevitable. The research on modifiable risk factors, sleep, homocysteine, exercise, purpose, is some of the most actionable science in medicine, but you have to know the right questions to ask. This is what ACE's framework is designed to help you do, not replace your doctor. Ask better questions. On May 15, I'm opening ACE's Club, my educational membership for people who want a more complete picture of their health, monthly educational content, live Q&A with me, the ACE's self-care framework delivered directly to you. Founding members also receive ACE's Women Health Specialty course as their first exclusive benefit, and the funding pricing is locked for life, only for those who register before May 15. The link is in the description. Register now. No payment today. I will send you everything on May 15. Share this with someone whose brand deserves better questions. I will see you in the next episode. I'm Dr. J.D. Yang. Educational content only here. Always consult your physician.